Hi everyone, let me Swiftwing here. Sorry about the little delay. Was looking at a few things while waiting for stream start. Um, so we're back with obviously more Derail Valley. I was hoping to finish DE2 last time. That did not happen. Um, we got the wrong parts to do so. We had gotten the DE4, DH4 drivetrain and DM3 drivetrain, not the DE2's drivetrain. So, unfortunately. We also had the fun of taking out the DM1U for the first time, and we derailed. So, this time we are doing a fairly hazardous haul here, and hopefully completing the DE2 this time. But we've got acetylene, which we have, what is it? Cryo-oxygen, and we have more acetylene with a little engine in between. But, come on. And we got it all together. We're just going to go ahead and everything's ready to go. So we're going to go ahead and take off and get this delivered. Release brake. One notch forward. Reverser. Matt. Lumi, you need the reverser first. That one's correct. 150. That's 300. For 480, 490. Okay. So, nowhere near limit, even with the other train. To give you guys an idea, it's again not the longest train we've had. We've had ones where I was zoomed way out here and the engine was here and the end was back here. This isn't exactly a mega train by any means. It's just a literally a hazardous haul train. The way this could be more hazardous is if we picked up biohazard material from the military base, which we can't do yet. And keeps the climb positive. Oop. Okay, we're speeding up. Still an uphill climb, but nowhere near as bad. So we're right on the edge. All right. Kick it up a notch. I'm not gonna go too fast because we have to be able to slow down again, but oh, I did not have it in one button. Yeah, because of that. There is one more bout of 40 right up here. And then we can open it up a bit. We're gonna try a different route here. Hang on. Left there. Tell us to bypass farm and oil well central. So pretty decent uphill climb, but we'll flatten out and then be able to boost it. Go up to 70. Five? Okay. I wasn't sure what the corner here was. Was 50. And it's uphill. Ten AM. Alright, so this particular track didn't used to exist at one time on the previous iteration. They added it in. And it is a good way. I am not back in. Okay, there we go. Good way to bypass Farm and Oil Well Central, which is on the other side of this overhead track. Hey, I'm just letting it coast. There's farm. And there's the highly explosive oil well central. Oop. Okay, 7. I did not catch what the speed limit was. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and throw this on. Just enough to... rather not derail. Keep derails to a minimum here. Let's keep it kicked in. I know I can go 7. That is knock me out 7 turn. I'm pretty sure that's 3. Means I am absolutely gonna kick in the dynamic brake and... Yep, it's 3. And that is a 5, so that's fine. Alright. Let's see here. Okay, we're here today. Dynamic brake on. We need to be 30 going down this around this corner up ahead. It is 30 and cloudy. Looks like it's gonna rain here in a minute. Yep, it's raining. I wondered about that. Ooh, full on thunderstorm. Nice. Okay, we'll go ahead and let it start coasting. Alright, now it's programmed to go to 3. Alright, so this one's a bit of a precision stop. So what we need to do is we'll go up into here, but we need to make sure that we are stopped before the second locomotive behind us. It's made harder by the fact that it is raining. Oh, except I can't go by that. Because... Alright. Alright. I will pull this one forward. It's not perfect. I was hoping to get it a little closer, but that's fine. Let me stop tracking. Alright. Oh wait, I need to go the other way. That's in reverse position. Hello, John. Doing good. Just making finishing my delivery of hazardous materials. Um, Waiting on that to come in. There we go. Okay. Um, Clear that. Yeah. Anyway. All right. Let's turn these both in, or these three in. All right. That is more than enough for the get what we need. Anything heading down? You know, interest. Trailers. More trailers. More trailers. That's in a steel mill. Uh, I want to haul trailers. That looks to be the flavor of the day. It's super light. Actually, hang on. Oh, I got a couple. Mm. Oh my. Of course, that's gotta go to the military base. Alright, we'll do this. Go ahead and do the load. D2. And we will use this guy to do it. Hang on. Half a second here. L66. Okay. The back cars, huh? Okay, I can deal with that. At the moment, we are working on the demonstrators. I only have 2 licenses left to go yet. Oh, shit. Okay. That was me not paying attention. Uh, Fuck. I think I derailed. No? Oh, this is troublesome. But right now I'm trying to get the DE2. Oh, this is gonna be funny. This could go badly. Yep, I got them stuck. Actually, hang on. No. That one is a demonstrator that I can summon back later. This one is not a demonstrator. I cannot summon this one back. But yeah, right now I'm preparing a train. Well, I'm doing a shunting job right now because I'm getting a train set up to head back to harbor. And I'm also going to have the parts with me that are going to be needed for the last... for it. Demonstrators themselves will not despawn. The locomotives themselves, like the DVRT units like this one is, they will despawn, I believe it's about an hour of you not using it. So as long as you're using it regularly, it's not going to despawn on you. Oop, ad breaks. Ads, no. I can't do anything about the evil ads. They have to be there. Unfortunately. I honestly lucked out and did not damage the trains. Either of them. Alright, welcome back. Ads are over, I hope. Ah, okay. Fair enough. Alright. But yeah, it usually takes about an hour, give or take, before a locomotive you have used despawns. Um, it does take a little bit. So I've actually traveled through farm, dropped off a unit, came down here, went somewhere else, came back, and I actually almost um or headed back there to drop some off, and I had to be careful that I didn't hit the train because it was still there on the track where I left it. Wait, is this only a 3? Hold up. Hold up. I have 3 cars. Where's the 4th? Yeah, I wish I could turn it off. I mean, I've been thinking about potentially just having one full 3-minute every hour, but I I don't know. I just take the hour and a half every half hour. 144. That's, hold on. Why the hell were you not connected? The fuck? Okay, seriously, I have limited time on this crap. Why are you not connected to the rest of your train? I'm glad I looked, because I could have swore we were supposed to have 4 friggin' cars. At this point, though, the only ones I have actually, um, with any gadgets and stuff right now are my DE6 and the 282. Those were my primary hauling ones. Although I need to reinstall a speedometer on the 282. Oh yeah, I know they do. But at the same time, it's a little bit of a double-edged sword, though. So they have to be careful how they get money and stuff. It's doing it the wrong way will just make things worse, too. This is probably going to go over on C, which would be awesome if it is. Or B. Actually, it has to. There is no outbound on C. Yeah, I totally love this view. Yeah. the load point? Okay, so I can go ahead and stop her anywhere. And I am going to be... that... Oh, storage? Yes, it's going to be in one of these guys. I do need to call in... left-hand car... you. So it should load both of these. There we go. It absolutely did. Alright, there's the DE2 drivetrain. That's what I needed last time I came up here. And it did not give it to me. It gave me the DH4 and the DM3. Which I did not have the money to pay to full restore. Okay. Wipers are gonna turn off. Oh, still slittle. The apps. Oh dear. For viewing, honestly, it depends on where you're viewing. Like consoles, neither of them are great, but I prefer YouTube's console app versus Twitch's console app. They really messed it up. Yeah, fair enough. Alright, that is actually set correct. Cool. And there's some advantage to use like computer. You can search for videos inside a person's YouTube channel, stuff like that. Hands down, phone and computer are superior to console as far as Twitch goes. Is they really messed up the app for consoles. Okay, so I got 3 separate. And thunk. There you go. Come on. There's no way that is above your weight grade on a flat track. And this is gonna barely fit. Okay. Alrighty. Go turn this in. Damn it. I lost the bonus because it... Yeah. Alright. Now I can clear that train. Okay. You... You... Not you. Where is it? You... And there's one other one I need to grab, and that's this one over here. I also need to grab this. Alright. Clear that. Do I have a DE6 over sitting pretty over at the roundabout? Roundhouse? Yes, I do. Awesome. I got a couple of them. Even better. Okay. I need... Well, I can install that here in a minute. Yeah. Oh, wait. You know, Lumi, it helps if you turn on the electronics. You know, the starter, the traction motor. You can't start the train if the starter's not active. Jeez. Alright. So I need to back this one. I can go away. In to... Yep. Exactly. Okay. I need to put this one into the military base. Or military spur. Yep. Pretty much. And I can't go the full direct pathway. I have to go through City South so I can drop off the parts. Actually, no, I don't. And I'll just summon my other DE6. I'll summon my DE6. Yeah, I noticed. It's been ghost piloted. Now the only thing I need to do is I do need to stop before I actually enter. So I need that one. As that's to unload. This is going to the Harbor Military Base, and it's FH89. So should be this one. Yep. Um, that is a really good question. I would say the yard crew know how to do so, and I know they can throw the trains together. I'm really not sure. But yeah, no, that's a really good question. I don't have an honest answer though. Military trucks. Or grab military cars. Yeah. One setting that you can mess around with, it's not as noticeable in this. And yes, I know I haven't, by the way, I know I have not turned in the job yet. I'll do that when I go to take off. Um, but you can adjust how long it takes. And on normal difficulty, it's not that long. But when you're doing realistic, it takes quite a bit to get the train started up. Not necessarily the diesel, but like the steamers, you really notice it with the steam engines when you first grab one to first use it. Like I'll pre-fire the steam engine if it's one I haven't used yet, and then I'll start going through and doing all the oiling of the like the wheels and stuff. Um, while it's warming up and building up steam. Admittedly, one thing I do like that they did is the demonstrators. Once like the steamer engines for demonstrators, they come pre. Once you've built up the steam, even if you summon it, it still has all that steam and stuff. So there's some definite advantages to using demonstrators. Oh yeah. Oh okay. Mm, yeah. Again, I'm not sure. It'd be worth checking into though. All right. Just get this up to this track here. All right. That one's set up. Let's do a real quick summon of the DE, my DE6. The wait, where's the? Oh, okay. I just completely missed it. Off. Just do a quick service on her. So she's fully ready to go. Um. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take the. I don't want to drive this train at dark. This one's gonna be awkward enough as is. Yep, 8 hours sleep. All right, let's. And I need to grab this, this, you, and you. All right, I do need to see this. E8, G5, E9. The first one is B2, followed by B5, and B4. All right. I need to start this up again. Yeah. All right. The cutoff. Move forward. I need that one first, that one, and then that one. This is honestly gonna be a small mess and a half. Yeah, I'll blame it. Dynamic brake, even in this game as well, is a lifesaver. Um, wait, how close am I? There you go. Let's see where I'm at. Um, Ironically enough, I don't think it's so much dynamic brakes. I'm not an expert, and I only really have this game to go off of. But I don't think dynamic brakes quite work that way. I know they engine brake. It's the equivalent of an engine brake. So I don't know if those will hold or work that way when the engine train stopped. But I do know trains do have their own independent brake, which they can apply. And I also know it is required for a train that's stopped to not to have, if the train is being left unattended, they're supposed to have a number of hand brakes. Okay. Uh, DP. Then what's DB? So, sorry, I'm trying to figure out what you're saying then in chat. Is DB, the only thing I can think of is dynamic brake. Oh, distributed power. Okay. DP. You put DB. So that's what threw me off. Okay. Um. Yeah, so that's where that threw me off. Okay. Kind of slow enough. Shut that off. Let's grab the last one. And then we'll pull this up. And I've got one last thing I need to do, and then we can hook up our train. And while I'm doing that, I need to install something on it. Okay, I did grab the duct tape. Good. Probably worth looking into. Oh, shoot. Nope, nope, stop. I went way too far. Mm. So, distributed power. I mean, if it controls the engine system, it could potentially, um, do so. As I know, dynamic brakes use the engine itself to reverse the traction motors to slow the train down. It's basically from the equivalent of engine braking on a semi, more or less. And I know the higher the RPMs on the train, the more braking power you have in the long run. Yeah, that makes absolute sense. Okay, this is thrown together. I still have to figure out how long this train is. And we still have to hook that one up. Oh, the handbrake. No, I want that on. Actually, let's do that. I know I'm stopping this way early, but I really don't want to walk all the way back here. Okay. Need you guys to move. You. Okay. Shoot. No. No. Yeah. No. Items. Inventory. Vehicle customization. Or is it wireless MU controller? Now, TX is transmit. Okay, so RX is. This needs to be on RX. Okay. That needs to be on RX. That's still turned off? Okay, good. Let's go ahead and finish moving this forward. Fair enough. It's just how long it's been since I've been in an actual semi then. Let's put the handbrake on. Turn you off. Because I'm just going to back this into it. Yes, we're going downhill. Okay, what I attached to that, by the way, is the wireless MU gadget. It'll allow me to control it wirelessly from the front. It literally turns this into a helper train or helper locomotive. And the reason I have it in front of the military is I'm gonna detach this and move it into the military spot at the switch. In case you're curious. Okay. Cut off. Oh jeez. I forgot I could do that. Okay. Transmit unit. Sync connected. No conflicts. Channel 1. I want it in forward. You know what's really annoying? I forgot something. Son of a... Oh, this is annoying as hell. Alright, they're DE2. Yep, there's a little DE2. Cool. The whole point of coming up here. Too far. The whole friggin' point. Wait, cut off. Forward. And I'm about to forget it. Can't believe that. And there's a new problem. Because that is not far enough up ahead to get on the other track. No. Reverse. No. Don't reverse forward. Well, at least dropping it off is going to be easy. Just disconnect and move this where it needs to go. It's still super annoying. Uh, Electric trucks, probably a combination of Hmm. Electric based trucks? Um, yeah, it actually, ooh, probably. I mean, it'd make the most sense to do something like that. It would depend on how they initiate the drive system, honestly. Depending on how they implement the drive system would depend on, will help determine what options they have for a sort of engine brake slash retarder system. Yeah, so I almost forgot the DE2 parts, and that's the whole point of us coming up here. Right. 9.1, 7.5. I will not be having this on auto or on support. Six. And the last train is 54.13. 397.05. That's the length. Still not gonna be the longest train we've had. And see south and then harbor. Okay. I do need to make sure I turn off the traction motors on this thing. Just to ensure that I don't fry it. There's no point in not turning it off. Right, downhill. Right. All right. $300 and we'll just set at 4. Not the longest train I've had, but it's definitely up there. Okay. Right. Right. We are gonna shunt that smaller engine off onto into B. Okay. Release brakes. One click on engine for now. So MU also has multi-unit is a system in this game where by using the little that right there, you can connect multiple trains engines together. Recently, they added wireless unit. So this one is communicating with the other DE6 further back. So we actually have 2 DE6s operate, running on, or moving this train. Now, in real life, they do operate like this in real life. It does, it's not through remote like this, but a helper train like this would have a engineer in it. To at the very least monitor systems. I'm not sure how they communicate what needs power and stuff. Something I'll have to look into. Hello, Slice Mister. Welcome in. Hello, and welcome to the stream. Not much. Oh, yeah, turbo. Okay. We are heading down to deliver a rather large train down to harbor. This little guy here is stopping in City South. These are heading to the military base in harbor, and the rest is all definitely harbor bound. Okay, I can. And I'm also hoping before the end of stream to have the DE2 demonstrator repaired, painted, and ready to go. I don't think I have enough for the DH4. I know the DE2 is about 128,000. I think to do 4 repairs. Okay, yeah. That does. Whoop. I can go away. Okay, I can shut that off because we can speed up relatively. I'll just let the whole system coast. It's fine. All right. So coming up on City West. All right, left. $76. That's 75 minutes. These aren't explosive. Ah. Fair enough. Yeah. This one, it does not wait. This is honestly, I have this overpowered. I could have probably pulled this all just with one engine, but because of the layout of where I'm heading, the 72. It's easier to have a second engine on it. R44 and 60. The engines themselves are 125. And the DE2 I'm hauling is 38 tons. And then I need the data off the last. We'll say 37 plus 6. So this whole train is 679,000 pounds. Or 679 tons. Yes, I'm well past that corner. The only problem is I think I have the next corner coming up is not gonna be that bad either. And the length itself is 397 meters. Yeah, 397 meters for train length. Yeah, so I'm hauling about what you're hauling. Or, no, I'm hauling more than what you're hauling. Oh, jeez, nope. And the reason I said this thing is overkill, um, 1DE6, the one I'm in right now, can haul up to, on a 2% grade in the current condition, which is dry, 1,200 tons. If it's raining, it can haul up to 1,000 tons. Oh, well, when we get there, I can show you the 282, which is the steam engine we've got access to. That and the 060. We have two. And the 282 can hold either 1,000 tons if dry or 800 tons if it's rain. Yeah, it's a fun game. I'm coming up on the end game myself. I've got the demonstrators to do, which I have all the parts. It's just gonna be earning the money for that, and then 2 licenses still. I would tell you, it lives up to its name if you're not careful. You can absolutely throw your train off the tracks. And speaking of rain, hello. Okay, so they are synced with each other. Six. I'm not gonna go over 5 right now. Slight uphill grade. But yeah, I do have to stop at the um museum. That's where we're delivering the parts to. So I'll be able to easily show you the 282 and the 060, which are fully restored. I'm currently running the DE6's demonstrator unit. That's this one here. This is the demonstrator paint job. Hang on. I want to make sure. Distracted driving. This is the standard paint for the DVRT unit. Which it does look pretty nice, but I prefer the demonstrator one. I don't want to wander away too long. Right, yep, left. Okay, I'm not over speed. Good. I was hoping I wasn't. Although... I do have some nice little gadgets in here that they had recently added. This is a distance tracker. You can set it for the length of the train. And then, like right now, it's showing how far the back end of my train's traveled. When it gets to here, the back end of my train will have passed the mile marker that I had originally set it on. Which is really nice to be able to tell where the back is. So now I can speed up if I choose to, which I should at least maintain speed. This is a remote switch unit. It'll tell you what direction the switch ahead of you is going, and then you can use this to switch it. This is a clinometer, which tells you the grade of track you're on. So right now it's about 1.5 uphill. We're going uphill right now. Oh, no. Slow down. I do not need to derail here again. I derailed here last night and sent my DM1 out, off into the side of the mountain. Because I was going 40 and it's a 30. And this is the temperature for specifically tracking brakes. But if you look, here's the switch. If I hit this, see how it switches the track? We're fine we're actually fine right now. This one just catches you off guard if you're not careful. There's the caboose. But now that one always catches you a little off guard. This one should be... I want to say it's going to be 30 here. That one should be 60. And this switch is going to be 40. Go ahead and hit that because it should be past. Okay, never mind. That's 30. Yep, says right about the switch being 30. Yeah, the only other thing I have equipped also is the anti-wheel slip computer, which will, if my wheel starts slipping, it'll reduce throttle and turn the sander on. We're still going uphill. There's some views for you. The fun part is you can play this in VR. It's gonna switch over. Yes, that's 30. But this was originally built from the ground up for virtual reality VR, and it's really fun. Unfortunately, I don't have a room big enough right now to play it. Otherwise, I would definitely be willing to. The only thing is, you have to be really careful because it is something else to be in VR and have your train roll over because you pushed it off a cliff by accident. That is definitely something different. Right, so careful. I don't think that back end's past that. Yeah, that back end's not past the switch. So something you have to be careful of. So we just passed the 70-mile-kilometer per hour sign. A lot of times, like cars and stuff, you get to a speed limit sign, you can speed up to it right away. I can't do that because this end of the train is not past that sign. Where is it? There it is. So until that is past, the back end is past, if I speed up, I could potentially derail the train because, yeah, you could potentially derail not just your train, but you can derail the cars behind you if you go over the speed limit. So it's something you've always got to keep in mind. Yeah, we're going back up to... I'm guessing it's the same with Railroad Online. Actually, can you derail in Railroad Online? I know Railroader you can. I've played that. I haven't derailed a train on that, but I try not to. Okay. So same concept. You don't want to speed the train up until it gets past the point of that curve or that point, because the same thing will happen. Okay, I gotta be careful. Oh, why does it have to be raining? I don't like rain. It makes the tracks wet and you slide a lot easier. Plus, your brakes are nowhere near as efficient for obvious reasons. Okay, oh, okay, yeah, I've heard about that one. I'm trying to think if I actually have it on my wish list. I know I picked up Railroader. Is that one? Now you had me curious. Hang on a second. Oh, yep, it is. Okay. I wondered about that. It is on my wish list. Thank you for the follow. Crap. I know this is all over, but this is all over 70, I think. Okay, this is actually kind of cool. Where is it? See the little flashing light out in the distance there? That is one of the off rail offices where you pick up and grab your jobs from. That one is Coal Mine South right here. We're not heading that way. We'll be heading down this track here to the right. But if we went left, you would wind up out right where that light is. That's Coal Mine South. There's a few other areas where you can actually see the other locations you're heading to. Good example of that is through here and through here. You can see Farm and Oil Well Central. I know you can see going this way, you'll see Forest South. Okay, this is 60. Mark that just to be sure. If you go, I want to say you can see Harbor from City South. I know you can see Harbor before you get to it. I'm not sure if you can see it from City South. Okay. It's a little bit uphill climb. Okay. Shut it down. Alright, that's slower than the one I marked earlier, so that's fine. And I know they have one more big update coming. The Foundation 4 update. That's supposed to release this year. And they're also supposed to be coming out with a American map DLC. So from my understanding, this is a little more based off of European. Ironworks, oil field, refinery, freight depot, wheat farm, cattle farm. Nice. Yeah, that's quite a bit. Derail has, whoops. Okay. Right, cool. We are going downhill. That says 7. It's gonna slow down to 50, so we'll pop that. We have Iron Mine East and West. Coal Mine East. There's Coal Mine South, City West, City South, Harbor, Sawmill, Forest South and Forest Central, Oil Well Central, Oil Well North. We have Farm, Coal Power Plant, Machine Factory, Steel Mill, and Goods Factory and Food Factory. And it's got its own what's the way, sort of industry system where certain places, so certain places have certain things that go to it. Like Food Factory and Goods Factory, a lot of their stuff will either go to City South or City West or Harbor. Iron Mine stuff will all goes from Iron Mine to the sawmill or steel mill. The forests will go to the sawmill, stuff like that. And it just kind of builds from there. Oh, we also have a military base. And the Harbor and Machine Factory also have their own little military sub bases. Yeah, so we're hauling military cars in this mess. Actually, depending on what they have at the military base right now, you might get to see there's military cars, trucks, ammo, there's missiles, spent nuclear rods, there's classified, which I don't know what that is, but it has biohazard symbol on it. So that's always interesting. There's attack helicopters. That's what I've seen so far for that. Yeah, okay. So I need to pay attention here. This is City South. This is also where the DVRT museum is. You guys will get to see that here in a second. Alright, I need to start slowing down. Is I need the train stopped before before the little locomotive gets up to here. Try to be a little precise on it. Mark that, and then there you go. Don't be able to see it. Not that one, but this one back here. Right. Okay. Alright. That's disconnected. We're going to pull it forward a little bit till it's past the switch. And while we're doing that, we're going to switch to this. Well, actually, here. I won't do that. I'll actually show you a full startup from inside. I just need it a little further. There we go. That should work. Now I do need to make sure that I'm not okay. I'm not over on the other spot. Okay, so this will sit for a second. Run back here. This can sit tight. Alright, so we want... There's a few ways to switch this, but you can also manually do that. You have your little switch thing you can use. The switcher in the DE6 that I showed you. Or if you're playing on, not playing on realistic, you have this where you can just click on it. And if you have the dispatch license, you can click on the map to change the track. There's several ways to change where you're moving. Alright. Let's go in here. Alright. So, starting this one up. This one's a little easy. Electrics. starter, traction motor. This activates dash lights, the dashboard lights there. So on, off. The other one is the cabin light. Once that stuff's up, click on starter. Rotate, it starts the engine. You got your brake pipe, your main reservoir, tachometer, traction motor temp, ammeter, sand, fuel, and oil levels, brake cutoff. Turn that, that's your handbrake. Reverse to forward, both brakes off, and here we go. Oh, lights. You also have wiper control, which I'm not too worried about. Essentially what we're doing though is we're taking this, we're going to move it around the train that we just brought, and we're going to back this into the DVRT museum. And just so we don't have to worry about messing with the switch later, we'll put it back on that main track. And we'll do the same with this one. And we want to make sure we're going through, not into something. No explosive? Okay, no explosives. I am currently sitting on $191,000, and a lot of that's going to go bye-bye very quickly. Because the demonstrator, to restore that's probably going to cost at least $128,000. Yep. But that train that I'm hauling, see, 11. Hang on. Let me. Give me half a second here. Hopefully the turntable's turned correctly. So something about this, you have a, so this is your job page. It gives you a job ID, the type it is, where it's going from, where it's going to. It has a time bonus, the value per meter, the mass, and the train length. Any license requirements. A good example of that will be this one. As you can see, it says FH, which is freight haul, and MLTR, which is 2, which is military 2. And make sure the turntable turned right. It is turned correctly. Okay. And it will tell you the amount, the base amount you will make. Now, that time bonus is actually rather important. Now, that depends on what you're hauling. Hang on. Let me... It's like the run I'm running now. 531. And that is it. I have made... Okay, I can clear that. That goes back to its home. I have made about 100,000 Okay, that's parts installation. No, it was more than that. That's you're the DH4, or the F is the okay 282. So there's D2. Hang on 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Two, three. The most I've gotten off of one trip is probably close to 160,000, give or take. And I didn't have the bonus off of it. Because I didn't meet the time bonus, so I didn't get the extra 50% income on any of the deliveries. I can give you a real quick idea. All right, let me zoom out here. So the train in question, okay, there's my front engine, right? It's at the edge of the screen there. The other end of the train was clear over here. That's how big it was. It's about 500, almost 600 meters long. From engine to tail. And I had two DE6s and the DE6 slug pulling it. All right, let's go ahead and attach this. Attach the brake lines, open the brake lines, and we're gonna go in here and make sure that the handbrake is off. Yeah, honestly, the only limit to what trains you, how long a train you have, is literally just in. Really comes down to your destination and how much your engines can pull. The electric ones like this can use what's called MU, multi-unit, so you can plug them all together. This lovely beauty, let me get a wider view, is the 282 Mikado. This cannot be multi-united, but it can haul up to 1,000 tons when on dry. And you have to monitor your water levels, your boiler temp, coal, all that has to be monitored. As you can see, I've got some of the gadgets in here as well. Brake temps, your brakes, if they get too hot, will actually turn fire red, like molten red on these. And they'll become less effective. You also have to oil them. Have to find oil there and the lubricator, which it probably ran out. Yeah. And then there's the little smaller one. This is the 060 steamer that we have access to. All the lights turned on. And these are also non-self-lapping. Wait, where? I have wipers on. Hang on. These are non-self-lapping, so have to be a little careful about it. But I know there's a bell. Oh, there it is. Where am I taking this one here? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, let's throw this in reverse. And back this up so we can get this repaired. Yeah, they did a really nice job with a lot of sounds. Like, all the trains sound different too. Okay, let's go ahead and shut you off for now. Yeah, sounds about right. Alright, fuel. Okay, well, let's find out how expensive this is going to be. It should be about 128,000 to do a full repair. But electrical powertrain, mechanical powertrain, we got wheels. You have body, which is the main chassis. And the trains, yeah, the trains have wear and tear and stuff. You have your oil, your sand, and your fuel. On Steam, yeah, on the Steam trains, they don't have this fuel. They do have oil and they have sand, but they don't have diesel. They have water and coal. And we have an electric shunter called the DE2 micro shunter that uses the electrical outlet here. Here. There's the water tower right here. And you do have to line it up, depending on what you're using. And then coal dump is right there. And let's see. Oh, no, 92,000. Correction. Not as bad as I thought it was. So I am left with 96,000 left. Go ahead and throw that. And now that it's repaired, I can do this. Haha. Summon it. Alright. Grab this. Grab this. And we'll do the same to the inside. Alright, so that's priming and sanding the locomotive. Grab this. This is a demonstrator paint can. So this gives it the specialized demonstrator colors. And it costs $60,000 per can. Expensive ass paint. But there's the fully it is now fully 100% restored. So instead of looking all rusted like earlier, it is now fully clean, and same with the inside. So if we turn that on, inside's all nice and clean. Alright, we'll clear that. That moves it back into its little spot. You see? The DM3 we still have to restore, and the DH4, I know for a fact we do not have the money to restore those. Let's back this up really quick so I can service this, and then we will go grab the other train, and we'll head back and we'll finish our delivery. Hang on. Cut off. I will not need this after this. The standard DVRT units, like this one, are rent, or the equivalent of rented. Only 1,200 to. So I'll have to pay a small fine for that one. Basically a rental fee. If we go over here to fees, L084. Go ahead and do that. This other one, that's the other DE6 that I have on my train. So that being said, it is getting late. Let's get this train moving. This poor guy's been... Alright. Alright, here we go. Oh, shoot. I need, Sure. Which was 9.1, 7.5. Okay, so it's 380. There we go. Nice. I'll definitely look that one up so I can take a look at it. Oop. Watch my speed. By the way, 11 by 31 times 2. That's 2335. 163. This train, That was 7, I think. I don't plan on really going much faster than I am for right now. This train, by the way, is gonna be worth 57,560. That's if I don't get the speed time bonus, which I most likely won't because of our little detour. I'm pretty sure I've gone over the 76 minutes. And honestly, just me going out of screen. So even if I click, uh, the hell? Well, that was an adorable glitch. I have not had that happen. Okay, hang on. That's a new glitch. All right. I don't run into many bugs. That's that's the second bug I've ever ran into. Let me make sure this loads up quick first. And then I'll hit the escape to open the menu. Yeah, because we just got done. Okay. Oh, that's not what I want. Okay, yeah, that looks pretty cool, actually. Okay. Connected. Yeah, so it's a bit longer than the one we have in the game. Try this again. With hopefully 100% less glitches. Left. Yep. 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 I want to go to E first, I think. Yeah, E8. E9. Go to E. How much? 5,000? Yeah, so it's stronger than the 282 we have. Because on flat grade, the 282 can haul 3,000. Right. Left. By the way, what you see me doing right now is I'm setting up the train deliveries through what's called dispatcher, and that's what allows me to switch tracks. So I'm literally switching all the tracks to go into E9 with the train I've got. Although we are gonna have to stop. We are gonna have to stop before that second DE6 gets to the switch, so I can have it go into military base. That being said, where in the military base am I dropping this off? B7. I can go ahead and set that as right, left. Going to B7 inbound. Behave. There's another really nice view for you. Actually, even better because of the sunset. There you go. Oh, and there's harbor. Dynamic brake. Yeah, so we'll be able to see harbor here in a second. So there's the harbor station. Yep. Hopefully I will as well. So take care, have a good night, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you for stopping in, and thank you for the follow. Oh, absolutely. Oh, maybe it's down to 40 before I hit this. Ah! I did already. Okay, I'm not going out too fast for this. Yepers. Good night. Sleep well. Thank you. Oh. All right, this is 40 downhill. I'm gonna boost up that. And I actually need to be even slower than normal because I actually need to stop before the switch. Because that other DE6 is not going with the rest of this train. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stop right after the second switch, and I'll back the train in. Because then I can bring the DE6 up to grab the second set, the one that's got to go into G, and pull that. Alright, so again, our distance tracker for the win. So mark. Uh okay. The 03. So there. Alright. Welcome to Harbor Military. Yeah, it's not really gonna help. Okay, got attack helicopters, ammunition. And I can use this to get an idea of how much time I have left from the bonus. Yeah, I figured that's over. Okay, so we have attack helicopters. We have spent nuclear fuel. Oof, so there's spent nuclear fuel in there. All right. I gotta be careful because I cannot see Jack in this rain. Thankfully, they're just trailers, but if that's the switch. Should be pretty soon. There they are. Alright, this is also probably gonna be me ending tonight's stream after I drop this stuff off. Holy hell, it's dark. We did meet my goal, which was to get the demonstrator going. So that's the DE2 demonstrator, which is great. And since honestly we have all the demonstrator parts, all we're really doing at this point is just making money. So I'll be able to take just the biggest, whatever makes the most from out of locations, and not having to just go only to Machine Factory and back. I can go pretty much anywhere. Which would mean it might be worth heading to Oil Well Central or Oil Refinery to pick up for some of the hazmat ones, because those tend to get really good. Wait, where? There it is. Okay. That's the disconnect point. Alright, so that'll move those others set down there. And parked. On the process of parking. And these are going to go into 9. Right. And there we go. Alright, that's 150,000. Uh, I say that, but there's a couple really nice ones from Machine Factory here. Or south. The one for C south. And I'm only interested in freight hauls as well. So the Iron Mine West, 2 at Machine Factory, and a lovely sawmill. So what's the weight level on that? 240, 264, 506, and 268. That's all right. And uh, well, actually, hang on. That's 17. It's 21. I, yeah, minus the 198. All right, so we've got a few decent ones. So that's 12,000. So yeah, we'll need both trains. That's fine. We are going to start here tomorrow, guys. I will be streaming tomorrow because shorter streams, so and this one's still almost 3 hours to be fair. Um, we have the demonstrator we were after done. Essentially, we are going to be just earning money to get the next demonstrators or licenses. I guess we can go either way. Oh, let's see, 36, 743, 31, 833, 21, 470, 34, 783. That's gonna net us just on its own 124,000 So that should give us either another demonstrator or we can go after one of the last license, the last couple licenses. Um, I will build this before we activate it because I don't want to. I want to try and get the bonuses on them. Let's 50%. That'll be 187,000 if we can pull that off. So that being said, we got a lot of prep work to do tomorrow at start, and we're gonna have a mega train. Yes, that's 144.36 times 2. 146 point 19 plus 114.54. That's 594 meters. And of course, as we stop, we'll see what we can pick up. Sawmill. Wasn't there one for Sea South? You can throw that in there too. We'll just drop that off on our way through. Alright, so I will see everyone. I will see all of you guys tomorrow again at 1:30 a.m. CST. We have ourselves a mega train to build and deliver and make a lot of money. We're coming up on the last of it, guys. We've got 2 licenses to go, 2 demonstrators to build, and if all goes well, I think it's next week. No, the week after. If we can finish this off this week, then the week or next week, the week after that, we will be starting Final Fantasy VII Rebirth or continuing that, and I may or may not have the whole week off for work-related reasons. If that happens, we'll have much longer streams to play with on those. So, that being said, I will see all you guys tomorrow night. Have a good night, and thank you all for stopping in. Later.